Good morning, everybody. Today, I'm going to teach you how to get all of the treasure chests inside Hardcore League, all the locations, where to go, and how to get them from the beginning of the quests. So this will be a little bit of a longer video, but it's just time-coded. So you can kind of skip around to make it really easy. So if you're like only missing one or two, you'll be able to see exactly how to do them. And if you're somebody who's really unfamiliar, it'll be from the beginning of the quest. So you'll know how to get there so you can't really get lost. A couple things about this, though. The first is that this is not on Hardcore League, because to actually get a character to make a video to show you all of this, I'd have to re-level through the whole game again, which would like take me another week because it's hardcore. So I'm doing this on the regular servers, so I can actually just take my level 32 and just go do all the quests. So you won't see any golden chests here, but the strategies I'm going to give you will work for there. So just follow the steps here, and you will get yourself a golden chest on the regular server. Additionally, I'll be putting up a little marquee at the top that'll tell you what the maximum level is to get each of these chests, so that way you don't accidentally miss one because you overleveled or you're not entirely sure. Another thing that's important about this, all these will be done on normal difficulty, because normal difficulty is the best way to be able to get them. So normal difficulty is what I would recommend you do. You can obviously do this on hard or elite, and it still works as well. Just don't do it on casual. Casual will still spawn the golden chests, but they only have a 50% chance of actually giving you the item from it. So just do it on normal, and you should be fine. So we're going to start with the first quest here, Sacrifices. This one has a level cap of 3, so once you're level 3, you can't do this one anymore. And it's pretty straightforward. You're going to come into the center of the quest. There's going to be some spiders around here, so you want to make sure you kick all their butts, get these spiders out of here, take care of them. And then you don't actually, important note, you don't have to finish any of these quests, so you can just walk through. We're going to walk past all this stuff, ignore all these optionals, head over here, kick this guy's ass, stab this guy over here, no problem. And then instead of going down, you're going to stay on this upper section and climb across here. So you don't need any jump to do this. If you have no jump, you'll be fine. Just make sure you take your time, climb across. And then once you get to the other end, there's a locked chest here with a skeleton. And once the skeleton dies, this is the first golden chest. So that's how you get the first one of your entire journey. Now the next chest is Heroic or Epic Immortality Lessons. It works in either one. And you need to get into the special secret door that spawns right here at this tree. So I'm going to show you how to get it every single time. If you want to make sure you absolutely get it, I recommend you have movement speed, just because it makes it easier, or 2 people also works just fine. If you have a second person, you basically just going to want them stand here and wait for the door to appear. And if you're by yourself, you're essentially just going to run down this hallway and then come back up. Is this door locked? I think this door is locked. Oh, it's not. Oh yeah, you can't open the door. Gotta wait for a bit. I thought I could kind of go in. So you just gotta wait for a bit. Let them sing their song. There's actually no combat in this one. You can enter Immortality Lessons on normal and experience no combat. If you do decide, because it's funny, you're like, haha, I'll come in here on Reaper. All these little animals can spawn Reapers. Okay, so just be careful about that. If you don't want to get bulldozed by a Reaper, just come in here on normal, and you don't have to worry about fighting any of these monsters whatsoever. And man, this dialogue is long. How you guys doing? Everyone having a good day today? Hopefully, it's a beautiful day outside. It's like 23 degrees and sunny. Ooh. All right, so you talk to Hermia, and it said the door is going to spawn here. So what you want to do is you're going to go down this pathway. Okay. And then once you're at the door here, you're going to turn right around and come back. And you're going to see it in the center. Like so. And you just click it, and you go through. The reason is because that's the first spot that the mysterious door spawns, is right at the beginning. And you just go down, turn around, and then come back. And then this chest, all the way back here, will be golden on the hardcore server. Again, I'm not on the hardcore server, because it would take me too long to record. So this is the chest that you're looking for, and it will be golden on hardcore. Alrighty, next up is the pit, which is not everybody's favorite adventure. But I'm going to show you how to get through this one nice and quick. And again, you're going to do this on normal, so don't worry about any of the monsters. Make sure you bring an ooze beater, because there will be quite a few oozes you're going to have to fight your way through. So we're going to do this in multiple steps, and then once you're done, I'm actually going to show you a trick to skip a whole section to make this even faster. So first you're going to come all the way up to the top. And once you're all the way at the top here, there's going to be some oozes and a bit of a puzzle. Now, to solve the puzzle, you just pull all 4 corner levers and the middle lever. So I'm just going to start on the left corner. So we got a corner lever here. I kill this jelly on my way over. Lever here. Smack this guy. Middle lever. And then the other two corner levers. As I said, it's just the four corner levers and the middle. And then it's going to make a sound. It's like, yay, we did it. So now we have to go light the furnaces. Now, in each furnace, so the furnaces are down on the bottom in like the second tower over here. There's like two towers, Tower A and Tower B. This is Tower B. You got the furnace at the bottom here. We're going to go and light this first furnace. Now, at the bottom of each furnace is a blue crystal that is over top of a valve. So you're going to want to go and just like twist that valve, you know, and get it open. Once all three are done, it will unlock the bottom piece, which should be fairly easy to find because it just involves falling all the way down. Something I should mention, if you're watching this, you want Featherfall in here just because it's helpful. And ideally jump. So jump potions are great. Get house P buffs before you do this. In fact, if you're playing on Hardcore League and you haven't unlocked house P buffs, stop watching this YouTube video. Go run Tangleroot Gorge, get your house P buffs, and then come back. Now, if you have your house P buffs, these traps won't do any damage to you because you're on normal. If you're on elite difficulty, you're going to go over to that valve and turn them off. But if you're on normal difficulty, you can just run through all of these. And the jump and Featherfall are going to be very helpful here. Because what you're going to want to do is just kind of climb along these pipes. So jump over here and climb to this pipe. Climb over here. And you're going to want to go up and grab these guys dead. Just kick them both in the face and take them out. Do I have a way to remove? Yeah, I do. Got slowed. If you have lesser restoration potions, you're able to remove the slow that's on your character whenever they hit you with Ray of Enfeeblement. I pulled that lever, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm just like forgetting my own experiences playing through this adventure. Sometimes that happens, you know. Anyway, you're going to ignore this guy shooting fire, and you're just going to jump up here. Again, it's very helpful if you have jump, so go get house P buffs. If you don't have them, shut the video off, go get the house P buffs. Alright, so we're part of the way there. I'm going to assume that you don't have Dimension Door, and so we're going to walk. So this section is going to be a little bit longer, but as I said, it's to make sure that nobody gets lost. So you can do this by yourself, actually, which shouldn't be pretty tough. In fact, impress your friends. Don't tell them you watched a YouTube video. Just be like, oh man, I know how to do the pit. I can do it all by myself. I solo got this piece. And everyone else is going to be like, whoa man, you got the piece all by yourself? And they're going to be very, very jealous and very impressed. Or they won't be, because they'll stop listening to you. Because they'll be like, hey, it's, you know, this is Thanksgiving at the dinner table. I don't know what you're talking about. And you're just going to be upsetting people. So anyway, somewhere along there. If you're not paying attention, I'm just kind of going up here. We're going back up to the start. The opening is right here, the beginning. It's this door right here, which is this area right here. That's why Dimension Door is nice, because we have to activate the security, and the security room is right here. Now, the security room is a bit of a puzzle. It has 6 colored rune wheels that you have to turn. And I could tell you the combination. You're going to see it here. What I always personally do, because I can't remember it, because I have the memory of a goldfish, is I just look it up on the DDO Wiki on my second monitor. You can also look it up on the DDO Wiki on your phone or Alt-Tab to be able to easily see it. If none of those options work, then write this down. So first is the purple wheel. Wow, that died right there on camera. Perfect. Which is set to this. Some people call this fancy F. Some people call this... actually, people just call this F. I don't know. But it's this one is what you want. Next over is the yellow rune wheel, which I personally call the double-crossed T. That's just what I call it. Everyone's going to have their own name, but I call this one double-crossed T. Feel free to comment what you call the names of all of these rune wheels down below. And also compare with your friends to see how different you are from one another. Then we have the blue rune wheel here, which I call the lightning bolt, which is this thing. It's like a little lightning bolt that comes down. There's like a little corona of electromagnetism that kind of bursts out. Electromagnetic bubble. That's how I think about it. So I think of it as the lightning bolt. And then we're going to come over here to the green one. And the green one is N. I think most people call this N. Some people call this the elephant. I find that very interesting. I don't normally call it that. Then we have H. Again, I think one that is pretty universally understood as H because it just looks like an H. Like there's no really going around that one. I can't really give you a better reason as to why people call that one H. That's what they call it. And then we come up here to the red. And all the way at the top, you have the red rune wheel, which I set to the upside down wheelchair, which is what it looks like to me. So it's this one right here, the upside down wheelchair. Some people also call this backwards F, but I do not. I call this upside down wheelchair. Anyway, once you've got that, it's going to pop this lever in the center, and then we have to start the second furnace. Now, we're actually almost done because there's a trick to get into the third furnace early, which will save you a little bit of time, because the most time-consuming part of this is solving this, like, multi-quadrant puzzle. And you can completely ignore that if you want. So I'm going to show you how to do that afterwards. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Second furnace awaits. So you're going to fly down here and then keep falling all the way down. These force traps are not going to hurt you on normal difficulty, so you can kind of just ignore them. I mean, still bring like healing potions and stuff, so your character still has some health on you, but you don't have to worry too much about how much additional damage is going to be coming in towards your character. It is also at times like this where I'm like mildly regretting filming the entire step process because I just realized I'm going to have to do the entirety of Into the Deep for this video, but you know, it is what it is. Now, if you happen to have access to jump, like I told you earlier in the video, you can just kind of jump up this section here. You kill this flame, and then you can kind of take his spot, which is very convenient, and then you can walk over this, you can walk onto this pipe, and then you can take this pipe over to this ladder. It's the fast way to climb up here because you don't have to really fight a whole lot. And you can ignore these guys as they attack you. If you don't happen to have jump, you'll have to go the other way around. But again, you can buy jump potions from the vendor in the marketplace. You can get jump from the house P-buffs, which I was telling you to get repeatedly. So please go get them. Anyway, we're going to pull this lever. And then before I forget, always make sure you pull the blue valve at the bottom. Just going to come over here. Oh, getting turned around. There it is. This blue valve, it's on the bottom. So that's 2 of 3 pulled. We're almost done. So now we need to get into the third furnace. However, our objective is not to go there. So I'm going to show you a sneaky little strategy. It's going to get you in there even faster. Faster than you can possibly believe it. Now, important note, if you do this strategy, it's not going to complete the quest. Completing the quest will require you to do everything. This is just if you don't care about the quest, you don't like the pit, you just kind of want to get in and out real quick. So next is the power breakers. This is the highest room you're going to have to go to. So we're going to be going all the way up towards the power breakers, all the way up top. Yeah, I got to do Into the Deep later, which means I have to do the entire quest because it's the absolute final extra optional at the end. That's going to take me a while to get done. At least most, and then I got to show the whole search and rescue optional. Oh, man. But we're doing it because I want to be thorough. Because if you're not sure where to go, you can just like skip to the end of each section and be like, oh, I wonder where it is. Nice and easy. I could do something like more brief, but DDO has puzzles. Okay, so in here, you're supposed to pull all these levers. But instead, what you can do is hop on top of this, use like the backspace key or like something to select it, or I guess it's Q and E, and you're going to mash the use key. So if you're using the more modern control, it's Q and then E, and just going to shuffle back and forth mashing the E button. Or if it's me, I have the classic control, so I use use, and you can just use this through the actual magical gate. It saves you the time of having to pull every single one of these levers, which is how we did this quest back in the day. So now it says power up the main control room. However, that's very time consuming, because main control is like 4 puzzles with respawning monsters and can take you a while to solve. What we want to do is get into this blue room. So instead, you're going to come down here, and you're going to go into the main control room. Now, instead of actually performing the puzzle solving process, we're just going to get in and basically load the room. So you're going to come in here, come around the corner, and this is main control right here. So I'm going to come in, I'm just going to twist something. Boom. So now that I've twisted something in the room, the game thinks I'm here, and it's going to unlock the room upstairs, which is bilge control. Bilge control is what actually lets you into the furnace. So if you want to complete the quest, you will still have to power up the main control room. So you just obviously don't do what I'm doing, do the puzzle and then go upstairs. But because I don't care about that, you're now going to be able to see up here, the door is now open. So we're going to go walk up there right now. and open up the bilge, which will then allow you to go into the third furnace without actually having to do the whole puzzle. It's a minor time save. The biggest time save is having Dimension Door, because you constantly need to go up, and so having Dimension Door puts you upstairs, which is nice, but, you know, you take what you can get when it comes to skips and saving a little bit of time. So we're just gonna kind of move it along over here. So kill the troglodytes, grab yourself this lever pole, and then again, you're going to have two objectives on here, which is a bit of a glitch. But, you know, it's fun that you can do that. It's a fun little trick. You know, little tips and tricks about DDO. We have nothing to fill this time gap with, so I'm just going to kind of hang out. Kind of hungry. Been on like a bit of a diet, you know, and it's been tough. Very low sodium. And I help out with the old ticker. So low sodium, lower saturated fats, and it's been good. I actually feel great during the day, but man, those cravings, they come and they hit like a bus. Whew. All right, so now we're in the furnace. All you have to do is come over here to the right, and we're pulling this crystal. Now that we've gotten all three, you're going to be heading back out, and we're going to be going down to the bottom of the quest. All the way to the bottom. So I'm going to just kind of walk over here. Almost there. Oh, move speed. You don't have move speed? Oh, you're going to want to have move speed for this quest. Look, I mean, look how much walking I'm doing. My goodness. All right, so this is where Featherfall comes in handy, because you can Featherfall all the way to the bottom here, but now that all three things are open, you can then just come into this room. And in the back here, you have the Avatar of Dwiblex. Now, the Avatar of Dwiblex basically absorbs all elemental damage, so you need physical damage, so make sure you bring some type of physical damage, like a weapon, or if you do this on normal, you should be able to just beat it down. And then once it's dead, you get yourself your next golden chest, which of course, not seen here, because I don't want to do this on hardcore, because it's much faster to not do it on hardcore. Next up on the list is Into the Deeps, which requires us to do the entire quest. So, I will show you how to do the entire thing. So, I have to talk to this guy, and he's going to tell you a bunch of jibber jabber. Basically, what you need to do is you need to get into the North Temple, the temple all the way at the top of the map here. The problem is, it is blocked by basically a death gate, that if you try to go to it, there's these elementals that will just straight up kill you. So, you don't want to do that. So what you have to do is you have to do this left and right side first. So you do the left temple and then the right temple. You can do the right temple and then the left temple. I just usually go left and then right, because the right temple spits you out right next to the entrance when you're done. So I'm just going to kind of walk over there. The two temples are fairly straightforward in terms of what you actually need to do. I'm just going to kill a bunch of these so I don't red alert. It slows me down if I'm red alerted. In theory, I could stealth because I'm a rogue, but yeah, whatever. Again, do this on normal if you're not sure. I don't think there's anything super dangerous in here, but you know, it's always not a bad idea to check. Anyway, we just wait for this one. Eventually this door will open. Do I have to talk to the shadow lady? I don't remember. Maybe. No, they just walk over. There's like a patrol here. And eventually the patrol will open the gate. So we're all set. Land scum. Okay, so to get into the final room, to be able to leave this place, there's like a door that's over here that's like locked. To get in there, you have to take down all these like enchanters or whatever. So you just have to go to these side rooms, kill these guys, and then take off. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be trying to kill all the guys to put out all these different like little crystals or whatever. I don't remember exactly where each one is, but this is the most complicated part of the quest, so not too bad. You just essentially go into each one of these doors and kill the guys and then go downstairs. It is fairly straightforward, and once you're done, it will then let you out of the temple and move on to the next section of the adventure. Yeah, I don't think I needed to do this room. There's also corrupted water elementals that have like demons in them. They're fully crowd controllable, which is nice. So you can just like hit them with color spray and it takes them down. By the way, greater color spray, amazing for hardcore if you haven't started using it yet. All right, so those guys are dead. Door's open, so now I can move in towards the end of this section, which is basically just this like wave boss fight. So to get the final door open, just like in the last room, you have to kill each one of these little priests. So you have to kill 3 of them. So there's one there. Little demon guy, kick his ass. I believe we have another one over here. Yep, like so. And then you're going to come over here, which now this gate is open. You can see it. So we're going to come into this final room here. They give you a shrine if you need it. But on normal difficulty, you're probably going to be fine. Again, if you're on elite, feel free to go in at a higher difficulty, obviously. This room, you got to be mildly careful because as you destroy the imprisoned heart of water, more monsters are going to spawn at different health thresholds. So by doing the whole thing in one go, everything spawns at the same time. If you're playing on normal, you probably don't want to do that. So kind of do a little bit of damage to the big statue and then go at a time. And by doing that, that disables one of the 2 guardians. So we're halfway there to completing this quest. Now you got to roam over to the other side. Fun fact, if you have never done this quest before, in this corner down here is the one of the shrines you need to click on for the Nebula Fragment. If you don't know about that, feel free to check out my Nebula Fragment guide once you get your own Nebula Fragment from Saltmarsh, where I go through all the locations, sort of like I'm doing all the locations for these chests here. I do ask myself, is it necessary to go from the beginning of each quest as opposed to just showing you what you're supposed to do at the end? But then the other part of my brain is like, if I'm just going to show you what you're supposed to do at the end, I'm already recording the whole quest anyway, so I might as well just like throw it all together. It just makes the most sense to me. As I sit here, it just makes the most sense. Reminder, House P buffs, very good for this quest. You got all sorts of monsters that do like sonic damage and different types of lightning and cold and stuff. A lot of elemental damage, so having all elemental resistances is quite good. So I'd recommend kind of just scraping all that and putting it together. You'll find a lot more success by doing just that. So in here, you have to kill the mages of the depths to be able to move on through. So once this guy dies, you can just go into the next room. Some of the monsters are probably going to follow me. That's pretty much all you can do is just run through and kill the mages of the depths. Just like in the other room where you have to go and kill individual people. Here it's sort of like the same thing. Also, you don't have to fight the Scrag unless you actually go towards them. If you attack the Scrag, then they will attack you. But if you kill like the neighboring Sahagin, then you don't have to deal with it at all. Because they're just going to keep busily mining away, as is their job. So there's the Mage of the Depths over here. So let's go get this guy. There's technically an optional for killing all the Scrags. So again, you can do that if you want. It's not necessary to the completion of the quest, but hey, be a hero. Kill those Scrags and prevent them from continuing to mine or something. I don't know. Also, if you kill the mage, the Scrag turn on their masters and try to kill them instead. It's always kind of fun. Look at them fight each other. Get them, boys.
The gray skin of these Sahagin mark
all right.
They greet you warily.
So in this one, you have to fight the Scrag Mutant, which is powered up by the High Mage of the Depths. On normal difficulty, it shouldn't cause you any trouble, but if you're not on normal difficulty, maybe it will cause you a little bit of trouble. It's not too bad, honestly. It's mostly the fact that there's going to be other monsters around that are attacking you. It's like smash, 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 and he dies. And then once he's dead, you're going to go around the side here, kind of hook it around. There's no map, so I can't show you where you're supposed to go, but hook it around. And run up this tunnel. And hey, what's up, High Mage of the Depths? You're dead. What's up, Mage of the Depths? Hey, by the way, buddy, you're dead. I should have mentioned this quest can be doable in Heroics and Epics, but there's going to be a marquee at the top, so that's fine. Okay, so now the actual inner temple is open, and we're closing in on the end of the quest. So to get there, you're just going to make a bit of a beeline through the center, because there's like a staircase you kind of have to go over top. So we're just going to sneak over here. Also, when you're underwater, try to stay out of the air. The air you move slower than if you're just on the ground. I don't know exactly why that is. It has something to do with like the momentum of how they coded the underwater sections. So you basically want to be touching the ground at all times. Maybe it's because your character is like physically pushing off of the ground the entire time. But you can see your character like slow down once you enter the air. Or I guess the water, as it were. Hang time bad. Let's just say that. Hang time bad. You're much faster if you don't have hang time. All right, so now we're in the final section. The palace has basically been taken by these grayskin Sahagin who are on your side, so you can just like sprint all the way through and ignore all of this stuff on the edges because it's already been taken because you took down all of the surrounding guards. And then we can go over here. All right, now you're in the final boss room. So for this one, there's going to be monsters spawning on the right side and left side. It's not too big of a deal. You kind of just like alternate back and forth fighting all the monsters that spawn into the room. And then eventually this gate is going to come down and allow you to actually fight the big boss upstairs. At which point you're going to go upstairs. Important note, you don't have to kill these guys up top. They're just going to attack you. So if you're like me and you don't have a single ranged attack, you don't care. You just kind of ignore it. I'm just going to wait. And then once the Scrag are dead here, so this is what here's kind of what you're waiting for. Scrag die, and then I believe the gates open. There we go. And then you come up here, and you beat up the mage. Hey, what's up? And that's it. Quest is over. You're done. But you're not done because we're missing one final piece. The actual end of the quest. So this is the Rebel Visra. He's going to come over here, talk to Visra, and they'll be like, oh yeah, thank you, everything is good. But it's not good, because once you leave the palace, there's going to be the central section, where there's this horrid demon waiting in hiding, waiting to kill everybody. So we're going to go take care of it, so that way, these guys who worship that demon, because even though we're helping the Sahagin, they, I don't trust them as much to not be like worshiping demons and stuff. So we're just going to take care of that. So then you fall into this pit. If you've never fallen in here before, you get this weird like trippy visual of just going down into what looks like and feels like the depths of hell, which is very cool if you've never experienced this. So I'm just going to kind of wait as you slowly fall. There's no way to speed this up. It just falls this slowly. But it makes you think about your actions. There was a time and place when this was like a super hard optional. Now it's not hard at all, but it used to be very hard back in the day. All right. So once we're through and at the bottom, you spawn with this monster here. If you're on normal difficulty, you just kind of go up and fight it. As the fight goes on, it's going to open up portals around the room that spawn in more demons. But if you're on normal, you can just hit the guy and he dies. If I'm being honest, on probably elite, you can probably just hit the guy and he dies. But that's how the actual mechanic works. And then the Sahagin is going to spawn, and this chest, or one of these two right here, will be a golden chest. And you're on your way to picking yourself up even more golden treasures. Okay, so now let's get the 5th treasure that comes directly out of Ravenloft. What you're going to do is you're going to talk to Madame Eva, and you're going to get her to read your fortune, because we're looking for the death card inside Invitation to Dinner. Now, all of these are going to start the same way, as in we're going the same direction, but then we will need to kind of do a bit of a branch off to find some, like I said, some different places to go. So we're going to be kind of looking at this here. So she's going to give you details, treasure card, and ally card. That's for actually completing the quest. Assuming you're not completing the quest here, you're just coming in for the treasure. We're looking for the death card, which is the last one, the Seer, which is on the study. Perfect, nice and easy. If you don't know where to go for these, you can use the wiki to tell you exactly where to go. It'll tell you based off of the first card what you need to do for everything. And so I'm just going to show you where exactly you go and what you do once you get to the red card. So first, like any good Ravenloft or entry into Invitation to Dinner, you have to go into this room. This is on normal, right? Oh, I'm doing an epic elite. Well, that's probably fine. Anyway, you're gonna come in here, talk to Strahd von Zarovich, and say, hey, buddy, guess what? I'm pretty sure you're a bad guy. And you fight him. So we're gonna quickly fight this guy here. And by quickly, I mean slowly, because I'm an idiot, and I put this in the wrong difficulty because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, right, because these are immune to poison. Slads, eh? Anyway, that's one down. Gotta kick the other one's ass. Alright, he's dead. No problem. So you can do that, or you can cast Dimension Door out of that room and skip it. But either way, you're then going to come to the southern hallway here. Now, because I got the death card on the 3rd floor, that's where I'm going to go. So just going to make a beeline up to the 3rd floor. Obviously, it'll be in different places. So just like I said, check the wiki, and it will tell you exactly where you need to go every single time based on the 1st card. But yeah, so mine's on the 3rd floor in the study, so we're going to go up to the 3rd floor, and we're going to go in the study. Pro tip for doing this quest, you never need to go to the north side ever. Just come to the right and stay in the south tower. The north side will not help you out. It's interesting. It's only optionals and other stuff over there, which is a neat way to do it. Rats. Kill 10 rats. You know, I was disappointed when Kill 10 Rats didn't have a treasure in it, because it was like one of the newer quests, and I was kind of hoping for one to be there. And then it didn't have one. I got bamboozled. Okay, so the death card you're going to find is Shroud, and you're going to just click attack, and he's going to give you this special door, and you're going to go in here. So this is the mist. Okay, I don't think you die if you touch the edge, but I'm just going to check it. Doesn't look like you die if you touch the edge, so it looks like you can kind of just go into the mist. I thought you died if you went in here. Well, I'm glad I tested that here and not on the Hardcore League. But yeah, you can just kind of walk into the mist. You're just basically fighting all the monsters that are in here. The only thing to be careful of is the rogues, the vampire rogues. They have sneak attack, and it hurts quite a bit. So you just need to pay attention to that. So in case you're actually fighting against some of the vampire rogues, they will get you. So you want to be a little mindful there. Anyway, once that wave is down, then you have to fight the fallen champion. So he's not too bad. You know, kick his butt. Like so. And eventually he goes down. And then once he dies, you have to fight 2 of them at the same time, plus a bunch of other guys. Now, the little smaller specters are going to cast or they're going to use an attack on you that will put a little sword above your head. The sword will deal damage to you if you don't block it, although I kill everything too fast for it to even be here, so you wouldn't notice. But yeah, anyway, and then, oh yeah, also these circles, they do a real amount of damage to you, so you have to be careful about that. The monster died, so it didn't actually go off, but they deal a real amount of damage. You want to watch out for those. Anyway, this will be your next golden chest. This will be golden chest number 5 if you're watching this guide. And that's how easily you can do it. If you're on normal, you should have no problem just bashing your way through all of these monsters. Time for number 6. This is the treasure piece inside the Chamber of Raiyum. This quest is not terribly difficult on normal difficulty, and it can be done on both heroic and epic. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So first, you got to clear off this opening floor. Just kill all the monsters that are in here. Once they're all dead, you're then able to do the rest of the quest. Now, for those of you that aren't that familiar with the Chamber of Raiyum, there's basically 3 different, what they call them, towers, because they're basically these structures that go upwards. Even though this character, or not this character, this building is largely pyramid-shaped, the inside of the building makes no sense. But just don't worry about that. Anyway, so general idea is that you're going to have these 4 different quadrants, and we're going to have to go to all of them. The only one that doesn't matter is the one that's directly south, because there's technically nothing there. Okay, so all the monsters are dead, so now we can retrieve the Scorpion Crest. Important note, this one is made dramatically faster if you have other people with you, because other people can go and clear the different sides of the tower without you, like, having to do anything. But if you're solo, this is going to take much longer, and the monsters have a lot more health. Anyways, we're going to start by going up to the north here, killing these guys. To get a lot of doors open, you have to kill these Eternal Gatekeepers, so just keep that in mind. You're always going to have to kill the Eternal Gatekeepers. So this is the first tower right here. The second tower is all the way down the hallway, and the third tower is all the way down the hallway to the left, all the way across. You can also get there by going south if you want, so going over here. So there's Tower 1, Tower 2, and Tower 3, and that's how people do it. They kind of treat it like a baseball diamond. So when you enter a quest and somebody says, you know, T1 or 1 in chat, that means this is where they want to go. They're going up this tower. If they type 2 or T2, they want to go in the tower that's over here. And if they type T3, that means they're going in the final tower, which is all the way down here. Now this quest is loaded with monsters and traps pretty much everywhere, so you're going to be experiencing quite a few of both of those things. On normal difficulty, the traps shouldn't do any damage to you comparatively, but on elite, they'll kill you. in heroics. In epics, the traps do largely the same damage as what they do on heroic elite, so they aren't super dangerous. Because by that point you should have a little bit more health and a little bit more defense against certain traps. But here in heroic elite, you might run into a problem. Now, usually when you do Chamber of Raiyum, what you want to do is click on this thing here, and it tells you whether Raiyum is in your area here. But this is Hafez the Lion, so I know that Hafez the Lion is in my tower. If you're just doing this, with a group of people, if you can't defeat Raiyum, then you can say, "Oh, I got Raiyum. Can someone swap with me?" or whatever it is, because it'll tell you. It only tells you if you have enough intelligence, though. If you don't have enough intelligence, it won't tell you nothing, and then you just kind of got to deal without having that information. Now, the reason why we have to do all three is because the treasure chest is in the basement, and the basement only opens once both Raiyum and his two servants, Hafez and the other guy, are dead. So you have to clear all three different side areas. So you're basically just going to be running straight up. So there's like these traps here. The trap boxes are always in the middle, so the trap box will be like here, for example. Also, apparently I rolled a 1 and I got hit by these traps. Hilarious. Wait for this guy to get up, because the gatekeeper is what prevent you from opening the doors. Important note, they have like 30,000 health on Epic Elite, so that might take a little bit longer to chunk through if you're not ready. And you have to kill the Djinn. Djinn goes by pretty quick, and then you come over here and you're going to get the first boss. So Hafez the Lion, again, it was the tail of Hafez the Lion. Now, you can fall all the way down, but then you have to climb your way out of this pit. It's actually faster to go back. I can't go back because the door is locked. I have to go around. Well, usually you could cast Dimension Door here to get back to the start because it's faster, but because you don't have access to Dimension Door, you got to go all the way down. Or you might not have access, and we're going to go north here. So you basically just want to go back. There's 2 rings. There's an upper ring and a lower ring. So we're in the lower ring right now, going back to the center. If you're not sure where to go, you're either going into the middle, which is the treasure room, which you can't access yet, or you're going the other way, which is not the treasure room. So that's an easy way to kind of like check on that, if that makes sense. Anyways, now we go towards Tower 2, and we're a third of the way done this adventure. As I said, you have to kill both Hammy the Jackal, Hafez the Lion, as well as Raiyum himself. So you kind of gotta just walk around. So that was the first tower up there, so now we're going towards the second tower. Sometimes the floor will break, so you gotta be careful about that, and if it does, it's just annoying because you have to get across. And then similarly, these clay golems will kind of get in the way and try to attack you, so you can just have a little bit of patience. This quest, if you're doing it by yourself, will take a long time. If you have 3 people, you can have one person head over this way right away. So this is the second tower here, as I said, the first tower and then the second tower. It's like baseball, or any type of pattern recognition you can come up with. Anyway, we're just going to fight our way through, and I have not really a lot else to say. If you get mummy rot while you're in this dungeon, I would say the best way to solve that is with a cure, disease, and a curse. You need both of them. So if you're on Hardcore League, make sure you have both of them. And the trick is you drink the remove curse, and then you drink the remove disease back to back. You want to drink them in short succession. If you don't do that, the mummy rot will come back, so just remove disease will not fix the problem. So you need to have both. You get mummy rot whenever the mummies attack you. Similarly, you want to have remove curse for sure, because the mummies can put the mummy's curse on you, which prevents you from healing. And so obviously if you can't heal, that's a bad thing, so you want to get that kind of fixed. And here I got Raiyum. So I have the actual the chamber of Raiyum himself. Which is kind of convenient, actually, because Raiyum, you have to walk back, which means it'll put me just back out here, so it'll bring me closer to the third tower. I don't have to go downstairs, which is convenient. The third tower is the farthest to get to. Now, one of you, or some of you might be wondering why, to get to the third tower, I would say you want to go around, hook it around like so, as opposed to just going like straight down. And the answer is because down here, the floor breaks. So unless you have some type of air dash to get across, spring attack, the Favored Soul Wings, Vault from Thief Acrobat, maybe you're a Grandmaster Flowers and you have a dash Unless you have one of those, your character is going to be a little limited in terms of being able to cross that gap. That's kind of annoying. Something I didn't mention is if you fall down here, so if there's like the floor breaks and you fall down, there's just levers you have to pull to let yourself out. All right. All right, why did I do that early? Jeez. Oh, jeez. Then you've got Rahab, the Afridi. So Raiyum can be a little difficult depending on what type of character you're playing. He's immune to cold and electric damage. He's also immune to spells of the 4th level or lower. So Spellslinger Bards really struggle with this guy, but most other people have something they can do for the most part. Anyways, so now we have to finish the quest by grabbing the phylactery. And then, now that I have the phylactery, I gotta go all the way back down, run down here, and get access to the 3rd tower. So we're gonna go do that. So I'm basically just backtracking all my steps. Which is not much faster because I don't have to do any deviations like pull levers to open doors or something. And so you just keep going. I guess I didn't really explain the structure of like going up and getting through this quest by pulling levers, so I'll do that on the next tower so you can kind of see what's going on. Man, this place is huge. As I said, if you had 3 people, you'd be done by now. So this is why just do this in a group. Just be like, hey, Raiyum chest, normal, need a few people. And then everyone just kind of runs through the dungeon. Okay, so now we're on the last one over here, which is Tower 3. So it's all the way in this corner. As I said, you can walk this way from the start, but the floor breaks if you walk this way. So you got to be careful about that. Whereas here, there's no floor breaks. So you're always able to just walk clean and square into this. So how these towers work is that the way to progress is here. It's marked. I can see that there's something here, but I can't go this way, but you can see the seam on the actual door. So the trick is that there's always going to be a lever. So whenever you come up a staircase, there's a left and a right. One of the ways will be blocked off, and the other way will be open. Or like have like a lever. So I pull this lever, and now I come back here. And bada bing, bada boom, it's open. So that's the general strategy for opening up all of these doors. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Go up here. And so killing the gatekeeper opens up this door over here. As I said, you just kind of look around. The reason I don't really look because I've just got a feel for it. Like I've done this dungeon 100 million times. Because we used to farm this one back in the day for XP. Because the XP is extremely good. You don't need to farm quests for XP anymore. But back in the day when it was pretty common for people to repeat quests heavily outside of like Shadow Crypt. Yeah, it was good. Some people still do repeat quests. I just find, like, I'd rather just do a few different quests and get some more favor. It's also important to note that these will usually be trapped with explosives or cold traps or poison traps. Just try to, like, you know, ignore that. Have house debuffs. If you haven't figured it out by this time in the video, you should definitely have house debuffs on your character when you're doing any of this content because they're so good and they're so easy to get and they make you so powerful. Kill this guy. I think I'm close to the end. I think I have like 2 more rooms. I'm done. Go up here. Yep, 2 more rooms. I'm going to come up here and go to the right. So this floor can break. If I do end up falling in the floor, it's not a big deal because you just pull like the levers downstairs to let yourself out. Wow. Oh, I guess I didn't put on displacement. It's my bad. I could have avoided those hits. Displacement. There we go. Anyways, then we climb up, go up here. We've got the last guardian, and then that's it. And then the quest is borderline over. And then you can pick up your golden chest, which I'm going to show you exactly where to do that. As I said, these traps aren't super dangerous, so you don't really need to worry about them if you're doing it on normal. If you're doing it higher than normal, obviously take care and deal with the traps, but you know, outside of that, you don't have to worry about it. All right, so that's it. We made it to the top of the tower, and he's dead. So now we're going to take this all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to see that there's this black center that I haven't been to. We're going to go into there. So you need intelligence to get through here. I believe it's a 12. If you don't have that, bring a Fox's Cunning Potion, or it'd be really funny if a bunch of barbarians came in here who dumped intelligence and couldn't get into this door. Once all 3 are dead, this door is open, and then this chest right here will be your golden chest, and you'll be able to get yourself golden just like this. So you'll be able to get yourself a a wonderful piece of the dragon's treasure, and everything should be good. All right, next up is Mired in Kobolds. Now, this quest has a couple dangerous elements here I'm going to show you before you come in to do this. There's a couple things you need to know. Number one, you need a ranged weapon. You will need a ranged weapon for a part of this quest, so ranged weapon or spell, something to be able to attack through a small hole in the quest is very important. Now, while most of these kobolds are completely not dangerous, there are a couple that are insanely dangerous. And these ones over here are the black scale kobolds. I don't know if any of the bigger ones spawn on hard mode or normal, but the black scale shamans have a lot of dangerous spells that they cast. They cast Death Ward on themselves to protect themselves from negative damage, as well as any instant kill spells, so you have to hit them very quickly. I don't know if the black scale soldiers are here. Yeah, so black scale kobold fighters. These guys have Vorpal, which means if they roll a 20 and they hit you, you instantly die, no save. So bring Death Block in here, or you might get randomly one-shot, even on normal difficulty, so keep that in mind. So this power crystal is powering this door. So to destroy it, you want to use a ranged weapon, because a melee weapon will cause you great harm for being in melee range. Just keep that in mind. It was or not melee range, yeah, because you're gonna get hit by like lightning. You want to see what happens? This is what happens, and it kills all the nearby kobolds. So you always want to make sure you're hitting it with ranged, so you're not blowing yourself up. I always love watching that because it's really funny. Also, it keeps going even afterwards. So don't walk in here, especially if you're doing this on Elite. Avoid any of the active lightning. The damage on it is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm doing this on normal, but if you're doing this on... and I am like a max level character with evasion. But if you are playing a heroic character, you want to be careful about that. Anyway, so basically, you just want to be, run through here, fighting all the monsters. It's fairly straightforward. There's a bunch of optionals on the side that you can do if you want, but you don't really have to. Now, most of those other areas can be dealt with just spells. This is the one area where you kind of need a ranged weapon. So you have to break this gap here, and then you have to throw something at this crystal. A lot of spells have difficulty targeting through there, which is why I recommend bringing a ranged weapon. It doesn't have a lot of hit points, so just buying like some darts or a returning dart is like your best bet. Anyway, run around, fight all these bad guys. Bang, kablow. You don't even have to fight both the sides, actually. If you run through the middle, the sides won't trigger for some reason. This is something I learned. So if you just want to save yourself some time, you can just run right through the middle and not fight the sides. If you're in a group, you can't control the actions of other players, and they are likely going to run around to the sides and get themselves killed. So, it is what it is. Once you break both of these crystals, this dragon is going to get mad. He's going to kill these kobold shaman and let you through. Now, in here, you have a dragon to fight, as well as several kobolds. Here's my piece of advice for you. The kobolds are way more dangerous than the dragon, because, again, the fighters have Vorpal, and the shamans have very high power spells. So when you come into this room, what you're going to want to do is beeline for the kobolds. So go backline for the kobolds, hit this guy here. Oh, I actually killed the boss. Ooh, whoopsie. Anyway. And then we're all set. And then once you've done that, this chest right here will be made of solid gold. However, to get this golden chest, you'll notice it is locked. And that's because we're not done. If you wait long enough, and you stand back, you will notice that there will be a big gate that will appear. Eventually. Like so. This is a very cool optional back in the day. And eventually, a dragon is going to step through. And you have to fight it. It is the mama dragon, and you just killed the baby. So she is pissed off. However, there are a couple of tricks to help you make this fight easier. The first is that if you're on normal difficulty, you just hit the dragon. She's not very hard. She has 89,000 health on elite difficulty. However, if you're on the other servers, or if you're on the hardcore server, she has more more magic resistance rating, so she takes less magic damage, as well as having more spell power, so her dragon breath really hurts. It does about 200 damage. So what you can do is you can actually drag her into these unstable power crystals and stun her. So the dragon's going to come to me, and I go, boop, and then she gets stunned. Oh no. Look at that, stunned. So now I can strike the dragon with my powerful moves. Anyway. Oh, I got overrun? Hilarious. Anyway, so she dies, and then you have the chest open to you, and then you're all set, and you can do it yourself. You also get 3 of these crystals, so you can stun her 3 times. I think there's actually a 4th one. There's supposed to be one over here. I don't know why it's not there. Important note, if you're within this range, you can tell where is unsafe, because it's these crystals. It's really obvious. It's a big X. So if you stand here, you're fine. But if you're In the X, you're not. You drag her onto the X and you get her. You drag her on the X and you get her. If somebody else is in here, yeah, they're going to take a lot of damage. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, that's how you get it. This is your 2B golden chest on the hardcore server. All right, Madstone Crater. There is a chest in here. First, you got to start by speaking to the Fire Giant Chieftain. You can get this in both Heroics and Epics. And there's a very fast way to get this. What a lot of people will do is do the entire quest, and you're probably going to do the entire quest anyway, but for those people that don't want to, I'm going to show you the quick way to just pop in here, get the item, and then pop out. Unless you missed an Epics and you just want to grab it real quick, but you don't want to do the entirety of Giant Hold. First, you have to complete the optional of clearing the entrance field, because clearing the entrance field is a requirement for getting this door open. That's how this door opens. You clear the entrance field. So once everything is dead, you can then go through here, through this door. And once you come through here, there's going to be a locked door. This is where the chest is. However, what if you don't have access to lockpicking? I mean, my character is a rogue, but you might not be. So what do? The answer is you're going to come down here. You're going to go back to the surface. And you're going to go along this deadly lava pool here. Now, deadly lava pool, if you have House P buffs, you'll take 0 damage, except for when you get to deep lava, which is close to the edges. So my recommendation to you is just kind of like, get like pretty close and then jump the rest of the way. If you walk next to it, you'll go, sometimes some spots will be actually deep lava, although it looks like it's perfectly safe here. And you're just going to kind of run back. But as I said, you want to just be careful about the lava like this. Like the deep lava will do a sizable amount of damage, even on normal. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to take, if you died to lava right there, that'd be kind of embarrassing. Anyways, once you get the key, you're going to pop this bad boy open, and you're going to see all these giant skeletons. As I said, that's the end of the quest over there. It's the third enchanter. But you can just do it in reverse if you want to get the gold chest, and you don't care about completion. So we can go ahead and fight all these guys out of here. Put these old bones to rest, as they say. And get them out of here. This is my cavern, skeletons. If you're on Heroics, the enchanters that are here will be, they'll be like regular monsters, and you can stun them or do whatever. Here, because I'm on Epic, they are red names. Oh, they're actually only orange names on normal. Well, that's interesting. They're usually red names. Well, I learned something. Anyway, this is your next golden chest. So that'll, if you get this one, that'll put you at 8 out of 10. 13. 8 out of 13. 8 out of 13. 8 out of 13. Search and rescue, basically 2 quests in one. We're not doing the main quest, we're doing the side quest, which you've never seen before. I'm going to show you trap placements and all sorts of other stuff so you can get through this lickety-split. I would highly recommend that you do this with a group and not by yourself, or at the very least, do it on normal difficulty. If you're doing it in Heroics, if you're doing it in Epics, same thing, do it on normal difficulty. This is a dangerous quest, a lot of dangerous monsters and things that have no saving throw, which means regardless of what difficulty you play them on, they will kill you. So please be careful about this dungeon. It's important. The first thing you need to notice is that there are lots of quell in here. Quell are monsters that quell you. And when you are quelled, your character will be unable to cast divine spells. Now, for many, that is not a big deal, but a lot of people have divine spell casting on them, especially on a hardcore league. Your paladins, your clerics, your favorite souls, your druids. So losing your access to your spells is kind of a big deal. So you have to go into each of these side rooms, and you have to pull these control orbs. Once they're both pulled, it's going to open a door right here in the center, and we're just going to be fighting my way through. You have these Helmed Horrors. Helmed Horrors have a mechanic where he's currently holding fire when he's attacking me. That means it heals from fire. Now it swaps to cold, so now it does cold damage, and it heals from cold. So don't use the element that it currently has in its hands, or else you will be healing it for that amount of damage. Helm Terrors are also relatively dangerous. They hit pretty hard for monsters at their similar level. So don't be worried if you find them difficult. They are meant to be difficult monsters. They're probably one of the harder monster designs in Dungeons & Dragons Online, if I'm being honest. And then you have Leiron here. He's just a guy, kick his ass. If you're on Elite difficulty, on straight Epic Elite, he basically takes 0 physical, so you have to do all magic damage, but he takes a huge amount of extra damage from fire, so that's the easiest way to do it. Also, I don't know why I looted that. Anyways, we're going to keep walking over here. And there's going to be more monsters spawning. This quest has definitely come from the time in DDo's history where they just put like a big pack of guys in every room. So this is kind of like the incarnation of that. Now we're not rescuing this guy because we're not actually doing his quest. We're not saving all the adventures. Instead, take a hard left here and go down this hallway. When you come down this hallway, it's going to lead you towards a room full of Umber Hulks, which are about to pop out here. So I'm going to fight all these Umber Hulks. Get out of here, Umber Hulks. And some more methods. And then you're going to see this. This is the Underdark Tunnel. This is the entire optional. Also, if you come over here, there's this spooky monster that has never been added into the game. So, look at that. Anyway, into the Underdark we go. So now we're in the Stonelands Crevasse. And this is a, like I said, basically an entire secondary quest underneath the regular quest. This is a huge optional with lots of drow. Now, fighting these drow can be quite dangerous because they can paralyze you. So my recommendation is before you go into each pack, use a neutralized poison potion. It will give you poison immunity for a short period of time. You need poison immunity because, as I said, they poison you when they hit you, and that poison is a no-save paralysis. You're swimming under this way to grab a key, because you need to get a key to get through the next room. So you have to come over here and kind of just grab yourself a little key. You come down this side and push a lever in the wall. And once that's been pushed in, then we go back the exact opposite direction and swim against the current, which is why I got a swimming effect. You don't need any points in swim to be able to do this, but that being said, you do want to have some points in swim because it just makes it faster. So if you happen to have like a spell that lets you swim, that's a good idea. Now, why do the lizard folk have the key to the Drow Fortress? I have no idea, but now you have the key to the Drow Fortress and you can enter inside. As I said, against Drow, you always want to have remove paralysis. Also, or not remove paralysis, neutralize poison and just drink a potion before a fight because it saves you a lot of deaths. Because again, the poison has no save, so and it gets everybody. So keep that in mind. The other part to that is also if you don't have it, you should get freedom of movement. There are lots of spell words in this quest. I'm going to show you how to bypass spell words as best as I can, but freedom of movement is the best way. So if you have freedom of movement, that helps you tremendously. All right, so this is the first big room. You're going to notice that there's a bunch of guys on like a back wall here, and they look quite dangerous. However, two problems. One, there's spell words all over this, and two, this is an illusory floor. This actually goes straight down. There's only this central section. So, if you can disable spell words, you're going to click on it and disable the spell word. If you can't disable spell words, you can cast Dispel Magic, and that will also allow you to disable the spell word, because you can dispel them. If you're a fighter or some other class, you come to the edge here. See, there's this illusory floor. You just want to jump up here and kick these guys' butts. Important note, if you do not have freedom of movement or a high will save, your character is going to get paralyzed by these, and you'll be stuck, unable to move, and it will slowly kill you. So don't come in here without a freedom of movement item or a way to get rid of these spell words. Anyway, you're going to pull this lever, which is going to open up this door on this left side of the room. So I'm going to take care of this. And in here, you're looking for a key. The key can be any of these side rooms. So you just, once you find the key, you can leave. You don't have to fight every single monster in here. And also, one of these doors will open automatically, I think. Oh, no, it doesn't. Look at that. There it is. So now that I got the key, I don't have to do any of the rest of this. I'm going to grab it and get the HE double hockey sticks out of here. So then, now that I've got this, you're going to be jumping up to the left here, as I said, to skip all the spell words. Going over to the other lever. And then jumping off to the left again to skip more spell words to go now through this other open door. Now, that's not the end of the spell words. There are more of them. And I got paralyzed. I rolled a 1. So always be careful by the spell words. If you get paralyzed, they can be very, very dangerous. Fortunately for me, I'm doing this on normal and epics, which is what I recommend you do it on as well, because normal and epics is much easier than normal and heroics, because you have all sorts of crazy powers and stuff, which is something to keep in mind. After this, it's pretty much just monster mash for the most part. So we're just going to be running through hallways. This room, you have to kill the Guardian. So there's going to be a Soul Razor Drider. The Soul Razor Driders need to die before the barrier will go down. So you have to like basically fight your way through multiple floors of webbing. So we come down here, find the Soul Razor Drider, kick his butt, and then we move on. Okay, and then we come down here, another Soul Razor Drider. Hello, boys. I wish to fight. Okay, apparently you have to step to the bottom. You can't just skip your way across. They did not like that. Alright, everything is dead, and this guy's been chasing me for a while, so I'll give him his just desserts. Down here, there's going to be a bunch of monsters. My recommendation is always kill the ads first. Kill the drow ritualists, kill the other side monsters, then take care of the death slad, and then take care of the big drow guy. Because he summons a bunch of slads, and they knock you down. And if you get knocked down, you can die, so just be careful. Anyway, he goes down. And then we move on. We're not done yet. Next is slay the High Priestess, which we have like several rooms worth of guys just to fight through before we actually get there. So fight your way through, and then up here is finally the Drow Priestess. Again, if you're not sure what to do when you do these types of fights, killing the boss is not the solution, because killing the boss means the boss is dead, but all the more dangerous ads are going to kill you, like the Drow Warriors that can poison you with no save, like the Slads that get summoned, other stuff like that. So you always want to kill secondary creatures first when given the opportunity. The boss is almost never as dangerous as like the Driders that will trip you, and you can't do anything about. Anyway, these other monsters for some reason can't even figure out how to get to me, so I'm going to ignore them for a little bit. And then they're all dead. And then this is your golden chest. This will be your 9th golden chest if you've been following this guide. You're all set. So nice. Servants of the Overlord. The 10th piece. How are you going to get it? Like this. First, you're going to summon a rogue hireling. The reason you're going to summon a rogue hireling is they happen to have evasion. And evasion is necessary because you need somebody to be able to pull the lever that is inside of this quest. So now that I got him here with me, we're going to be dragging this guy around, and like I said, he's going to be pulling the lever that's inside of here. Now, if you don't want your hireling to take damage, you can just leave him at the beginning. It's not a big deal. Oh my god, I gotta clear my throat. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Anyways, you're just gonna fight your way through this quest. It's fairly straightforward for the most part. You know, fight all the monsters, fight all the bad guys, etc. Again, we can leave this guy here. It's not really necessary to have him here. We're just bringing him there towards the end. Grab the Silver Flame Ward, and we're going to just be running straight forward towards the section with the optional. Now, this is unbelievably easy if you have other people. I don't even know if you can solo this, so I'm going to be trying here. This is going to be honest attempts. But I'll show you how to do this with others. It is incredibly easy if you have at least one other person. But with the only access to hirelings, I'm going to be doing my best and seeing specifically what I can do here, and hopefully this will go okay. But as I said, really easy with multiple people. So if you happen to have the ability to open an LFM, I would definitely recommend doing that, because people want to get this chest done. Although this is like more than 7, so you definitely don't need to do this one if you don't want to. But I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to patch in the Kobold and put it back in so we can check, but we can't. So, well. Anyway, gonna fight your way past all this nonsense. Come down, and what you need to do is you're gonna need to get through this door on the left. You need these 2 crests. You get the crest beyond this door here. It's one of the few doors where you can actually just kind of use it and it rolls across, which is kind of wacky. It's like, does your character just like put their palms on it and start sliding it? But you know how heavy that is? God, that must be just like an absolutely gigantic mega door. At least when there's like levers, you assume there's sort of a hidden mechanism behind the scenes. But no, my character just like grabs it with their hands. Yeah, these things only have 900 hit points, so that's not too bad. Anyway, grab the crest of the spider here. We're going to go grab the 2nd crest of the spider. Just up this other way. Hey, and it says meet. Not for long. Meet my dagger. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so, Servants of the Overlord. I'm going to grab the 2 crests here, and then we're almost at the optional. As I said, this optional it's not dangerous, but it is hard if you're doing it by yourself. So like I said, you want to have a couple extra people. I have no idea if you can even do this on elite difficulty by yourself. I'm sure there's probably videos of people doing it on the internet, so you may want to cross-reference there, but I'll be showing you a way that I know how to do it, which is with a rogue hireling. Okay, so I'm going to click the spider sockets in here, and the golden chest is behind this lever. So the way that this section works is that there's going to be monsters that'll infinitely respawn until you get this barrier control down, this lever, and unfortunately, the lever has a very, very long activation time. Additionally, the monsters here, the Fire Reavers, cast a bunch of fire spells, including Meteor Swarm, that prevent you from being able to use anything. So essentially what you're going to want to do, like, because they can knock you out of it because there's no saving throw on it, essentially you just want to kill the Fire Reavers when they spawn, and have your Rogue Hireling click on the thing, and then you're all set. That way you can do two things at the same time. If you're by yourself, there's no realistic way for you to do it, because the monsters will cast Meteor Swarm, and Meteor Swarm has no saving throw on it. So you're just going to take the damage 100% of the time, and it will prevent you. So you need to have two people working on it, and that's why if you have a full group, you can have one person standing back here, and then everyone else is just killing like 1, 2, 3, 4 on spawn, and then you can grab the chest afterwards and have your 10th golden chest. Roll call is a quest a lot of people find confusing. I'm going to show you how to get through here and get yourself a golden chest lickety-split. First, you got to talk to Aaliyah, and then we're going in this way. Now, there's two variants of the quest. Either you start on the left or you start on the right. It doesn't matter which one you start on. Both of them will lead you towards the optional. So what you want to do is you want to start just kind of charging through, fighting monsters and what have you, until eventually, very conveniently, you get to this room. This room is great because you're either, if you take the left tunnel, you're going to come out, you're going to get into this room from this tunnel, or because I started on the right tunnel, I get in from here. You want to go down this way. Once you're down here, you're going to notice that there are two different ways to go up. You can either go up here, up this tunnel, or there's a mysterious lever over here with a vent. This is the direction you want to go, and it leads you out of the tunnel sequence, so to this cavern to the south. This is where you find Soot, who is the elemental, who is the boss. And this is where you collect yourself the 11th piece of the treasure. So like so, as Soot is dead, elementals are dead. Come up here, and here is your, if you're on Hardcore League, 11th golden treasure chest. Study in Sable, a quest most people haven't done and don't know how to do. I'm going to explain to you how to do it very quickly and easily here so you can get it done and save all the guests and get your 12th golden chest. So what you want to do is when you come in, you need to save all of the guests. The guests are slowly going to get possessed by the big vampire boss. However, they don't get possessed until the first night. You're actually able to freely roam the house. During this time, you notice that several doors are locked. For example, the west chamber doors are locked and you can't go in here. And so you're basically going to go everywhere else that you can go. What we need to find is the objects that will trap each individual person. We have the house guests here, you know, Alec Glenweir, Flora Reinhard, Darren Krenner, and Sir Chadris Thurling. We want to save all of them, and in doing so, you have to be able to pick up basically objects that will allow you to kind of figure out that they are in fact a thrall or not, as well as items that can, kind of keep them in a safe place. So I'm just doing a quick look around. We're looking for some objects. I don't know if they spawn right away, actually, so I think I might have to... I believe you might have to wait until the first day, but we'll look. I'm just going to take a quick look around. Nope, you don't. Okay, so we have the Hunter's Map here, which is good. So that's one of the pieces that you need. We're going to keep looking around. That Hunter's Map is for the Hunter. You need it so that way when you find out he is a thrall, you can distract him with the map. So again, we're just going to go look around through every single door that's open, trying to find all of the pieces. We need the Hunter's Map. We need the Sleeping Draft. We need the Miniature Maze. And we need something. The Amulet of Medusa. Which I believe is over here, actually. In the secret door. Oh ho ho, spooky monsters. Amulet of Medusa. Perfect, that's good. I don't think there's anything else up here. I think that's pretty much it. Just kind of goes into the sneaky room. Kill some vampires, no big deal. Okay. Now we have the Sleeping Draft, and all we're missing now is the Mystic Maze. Which is in the conservatory. Where is the conservatory? I have no idea. We're going to find out. This is the bedroom. Nope. This does not seem like a conservatory, and it's not servants' quarters. I've done this quest like a couple times, so if you follow this guide, it's not going to be the most efficient, but it will get you there because, yeah, I don't save the guests every time I do this quest. Sometimes. Is there more servants' quarters, I believe? Yes. I believe this is more servants' quarters. Correct. Where are you, Mystic Maze? This is not the conservatory. Where is the conservatory? It's not upstairs. That's interesting. Is this the conservatory with Sir Ebermund? Oh, it is. There it is. Okay, cool. That's where you go. All right, so there we go. So that's how you get all the 4 pieces. So now that I have all of these, I can now help whoever is engaged by the vampire at that moment. So we talked to Sir Ebermund, and it's going to be a new day. And the game is going to tell you where you can actually go. So we're just going to wait. And now it says the west hallway. So that's this door right over here. It's going to be full of monsters. Important note, the monsters in here hit fairly hard, and this quest is level 26. So just be a little careful when you come through here. And you're searching for an object that is going to let you determine who is one of the thralls. So we're just going to keep searching this area. If you're not sure where to go, just keep searching through doors in the west hallway. It is entirely self-contained. You can't accidentally leave the west hallway. And I believe it is the gem of sunlight that is in here somewhere that I am looking for. So I'm just going to keep walking around until I eventually find it. There it is. Orb of sunlight. So now that I have the orb of sunlight, I need to go figure out who happens to be possessed by the vampire thrall, and then do what I can to free them using one of the objects that I found. The answer is by talking to them. You can talk to the people and do this quest on your own by just learning about all the characters, but Sir Chadris is upset and he wants to go hunting. So he says, I've been cooped up here for days during hunting season and that. Where's Lord Sable? Because everyone's waiting for Lord Sable. He's mad because he wants to go hunting. So he's fine. He's not under the thrall's control. He's still mad. If he was excited about him coming, then he wouldn't want to do that. By the way, the actual answer is on the wiki, which you can also use as well. Flora Reynard is talking about how she's like, oh my god, this is so expensive. I wonder how much it's worth, because she's just valuing the house. So she is not at all under the effect of the thrall, so she's perfectly fine. Alec Glenweir says, the voice that calls to me, so clear, so strong, so commanding. This guy is supposed to be talking about how exhausted he is and how tired he is all the time. He is not doing that, which means he is in fact under the vampire's thrall. So I give him the orb of sunlight, and it turns out he is in fact one of the thralls. But that's okay, because I have the sleeping draft. By giving it to him, he's now going to fall asleep, and he will not get taken control of by the vampire. I've saved one guest. Once you've saved a guest, you're going to move back. So I only have 3 left, which means it's just an easier game. Technically, you could just guess and game it the whole way, but the responses you're looking for are on the wiki. So it's fairly obvious what you're supposed to be doing. Anyways, you wait a day, and now the game tells us, oh, go to the hedge maze. This quest is very good if you happen to have Dimension Door, which I do, because you can basically find whatever it is you're looking for in the Dimension Door back to the start, and then talk to Evermund. So Dimension Door, very, very helpful in here. Now, the hedge maze is confusing, so you follow my directions. Left. Okay? At the first fork. And follow it. And then, when you get to the next fork, I guess this is technically a left, but this doesn't go anywhere. But then you want to keep following this right wall and going right past the entrance. So we're now right opposite of the entrance here. And then you take another left. And then the chew toy is what you're looking for. The chew toy can now be anywhere in this area. It can either be on the right here, and it's not here. Or the chew toy can be over here, which it is. And if the chew toy is not here, you can keep going, and the chew toy will end up being here by this fountain with all these vampires. So we're all set. And now you can cast Dimension Door to leave. Dimension Door is available from Shadow Dancer, so it's pretty easy to get for everybody at 23. However, for brevity's sake, for clarity, I will show how to get out of here without the chew toy. Or without Dimension Door. Important note, if you find a werewolf in here, if you find, like an old cabin, you've gone completely the wrong way. If anything, once you get into the maze, you're basically going to take... once you get into the maze, you're going to take the first left, and then you hug the right wall, and it will take you to all the locations. And then you can just do the exact opposite coming back. Okay, so now we have to figure out who is, in fact, under the vampire's thrall. We know it was this guy, so we don't have to talk to him. However, everyone else has gone to bed. It's nighttime, so we have to go check them out while they're in their bedrooms. So we're going to go up to the bedrooms and see what's going on. However, I opened everybody's doors. They can't hide from me. So Darren Krenner is upset because he's really, really busy. He hates being here because it's annoying because it's getting in the way of all of his stuff. Except he's so happy to be here because he's under the vampire's thrall. That's not him. So I have something to show you. It's in a chew toy. And he goes, what? So then I give him the Mystic Maze. And now he goes transported into the maze. Whoa, it's crazy. 2 people saved, 2 to go.
Wait, what's going on? Am I shrinking?
So now we go over here, talk to Sir Ebermond. Be like, yay, what's up, buddy?
The sun rises a new
And
day
now it's going to be daytime again.
Some
Now we wait, and it says into the attic. So to get to the attic, you're going to go upstairs, hook it around to the left, and we're going all the way upstairs. So it's this door right here, which is going to have tons of monsters. Whoa, vampires, whoa.
The attic door is open. There's no sun.
So again, we're looking for an object in here that's going to give us some type of hint as to what exactly is going on. One thing I'm going to show you as well, since I'm already in here, is there's another optional up here that you can do if you're doing this quest on the regular servers, which is one of the reasons why people will do this quest, and the fact that it's pretty fast once you actually know how to do it. And you use Dimension Door, you can get this quest done very quickly. There's actually a ladder up here, and the ladder leads onto the roof, and the roof has a special optional because there's the flesh golem. I pull this lever, and then all of a sudden the lightning goes into it, and then Frankenstein's monster comes to life. Anyway, you do this because killing this golem, he is very dangerous, by the way, so don't just go fight it if you're on hardcore if you're not sure. Anyway, the treasure chest has a chance to drop the Golem's Heart Augment, which is an augment that heals you when you take damage. It's a very, very good augment, so some people will farm out this quest for that augment specifically. Anyway, there we have the Gem of Revelation. So I found the item in this corridor, and now I can go help out the other people. If you were to use Dimension Door, you can just do it like so. Oh no, monsters, see ya. And now I'm back at the beginning. Or you could just walk down. Both are perfectly fine options. Now the last 2 people are Chadris and Reyna, so they're both here. So I talked to Chadris, and he says, oh, I want to go hunting. So it's not him, because he's still upset. But Flora Reynard says, oh, don't disturb these possessions. Well, why would she care about the possessions? He's trying to take all this stuff. So therefore, we tell him we found out that she's a thrall, and I give her the Amulet of Medusa. Boom, she's turned to stone. I don't know how we fixed that, but I guess being turned to stone is better than a vampire's thrall. I don't know, I can cast stone to flesh, so maybe it's fine. Alright, now there's only one more place to go, and that area is the cellar, which is why I'm going to start walking there right away. You get to the cellar through the kitchen, and so you come down here through the kitchen, and we're going to go downstairs, and we're going to fight some guys. And we're looking for a rat cage. We're just searching around for a rat cage. And it can be anywhere in here, so just start searching the rooms. Sometimes you get lucky, and it's like right in front of you when you walk in, which is very convenient. It means you don't have to search any of these side rooms. No, it's a note. Nothing, nothing. There's also a spell ward in one of these rooms you gotta be careful about. Because they will, like in other places, the spell wards will just get you. Nothing. Dang. Where are you, rat cage? I feel like a rat in a cage. Alright. Somewhere around here is a rat cage. There it is. Rat trap. Cool. So now that I have the rat trap, I can't give that to the hunter because that doesn't make any sense. First, I need a rat. Fortunately for us, there is a rat, which is on the way to the final boss room. So I'm going to come up here, and we're going to head towards the final boss room, which is the big crypt out behind the house. Going to go past young Alec Glenweir here, come down through the Great Hall, and where we went to the hedge maze, we're instead going to take a right. Coming into here, there's a rat, and we catch the rat using the rat trap.
Snare the rat and put the caged animal inside your pack.
And now, we're going to shove the rat in his face, and he's going to be like, oh, God, I'm a vampire. Whoa, or I'm a thrall. Chadris is in his bedroom, so we have to go get him. He's the last one, so, you know, at this point, I know for a fact that he is going to be the guy. That's Darren. Where the heck is Chadris at nighttime? He's not here. Chadris. I guess he's over on this side? There he is. Hey, what's up, buddy? And he's gonna be like, oh, I'm so happy to be here. No, you're not. You're not happy to be here, Chadris. You want to go hunting. Here's a hunter map. So you give him the hunter's map, and he goes, oh, I'm going to go hunt now, because he wants to hunt more than anything else. So we've saved all 4 guests. So now the last thing we have to do is defeat the vampire himself, the Lord of Sable Manor, which is not terribly difficult, because it's not a relatively hard fight. However, there are a couple mechanics you do need to know. One, the Lord of Sable Manor does hit fairly hard, so if you're not prepared for that, he will damage you quite quickly. I would not recommend doing this on Epic Elite on Hardcore. You can, but he will do about 500 damage a swing, and so you have to be really ready for that if you're not. However, normal, he doesn't hurt nearly as bad. So you're going to come in here, this door is now going to be open, you fall down into the crypt, and we're going all the way down. Now, once you get in, you just ignore this guy. What an idiot. Come over here. To destroy him, you have to destroy these pillars to let the sun in, and then you have to fight him in the sun. That is how you kill him. You can't kill him other places, you have to kill him in the sun. So you have to crack open a pillar and then kill him in the sun. That is the trick. Looks like he only has 15,000 hit points on normal, so it shouldn't be too bad to just beat him up. And then, and only then, for doing that, you will be given not only his chest, but the second chest for saving everyone, which will be golden and your 12th golden chest once you actually do it yourself on the Hardcore League. Temple of All is the last shard you can get. It's level 29 because this is the epic Temple of All. This does not drop in heroics. If you won't try this quest in a heroic, you will get nothing. This is an epic exclusive drop. However, it requires one thing, the ability to open locks. Now, you might not have that ability, but don't worry, there's always a way through it. You can buy a Rogue Hireling in Epics. Rogue Hirelings are available with gold. You do not need to go to the DDO store or anything. You can get them with gold in Epics for some reason. And so you're going to summon a Rogue Hireling at the beginning. And then we are going to be going and getting to the optional. Now it's the Mired optional in here, which means before I get there, I have to get both the keys for this central section. Now there are some like traps basic along here. If you do this on normal, you shouldn't take really any damage from traps, because as I said, especially at this point, you should have close to 800, 900 hit points if you're just like leveling. So, you know, the traps shouldn't really be that dangerous for you. There might be a couple monsters along the way, but like I'm taking 13 damage. Now, granted, my character is an endgame character, so I have 200 physical resistance rating, but like that'd be like 28 damage from each of those traps. So like, again, it's not 0, but it's very much not a number you actually need to worry about. Anyway, I can walk back, or I can cast Dimension Door. By the way, have I told you Dimension Door is really good yet? Skip all that walking back section, and then save yourself a little bit of time by using Dimension Door the spell. Dimension Door is so good. Oh god, it's useful in so many areas. It just saves you so much time. Like, it's not like necessary. There's like a couple areas where it feels necessary because of just how convenient it is. But man, Dimension Door is awesome. I haven't made like a video about like where to use Dimension Door, because like you can use Dimension Door in every quest. There's almost every single quest in the entire game has some way to make it faster or optimize it by using Dimension Door. It's so nice. Granted, I'm not a sorcerer, so I don't have 30-second Dimension Door, so I have to walk back through this one. Ugh. If you are really, really scared of these traps, by the way, you can skip them. You just walk into the corner walls here and climb over these spikes on the side. By climbing over the spikes on the side, you don't take any damage. So you can kind of climb into these spikes here. That's not the recommended route that I would recommend you take, because you should, at this point, just be able to run through it calmly and safely. But also, you know, do whatever you think is going to protect you the best.
The way down into the temple
anyway, climb all the way down here. You have to fight all these golems. Flesh golems. Is that it? Oh, there's another one over here. Once all the flesh golems are dead, then you have the Elder Quell. He's going to kick his ass. And then we're going towards the Marut optional. As I said, on normal, this shouldn't really cause you any troubles whatsoever. So you're going to pull the lever, head to the left. Another reminder, in case somebody has somehow started watching this video and they think they can get this in Heroics, this is an Epic exclusive. If you're in Heroics, if you're doing this quest at level 14, this will not work. So I'm going to kind of pull over here. And there's a secret wall here. And you want to get through it. However, it's important to note that there's also a locked door back here. However, that's okay, because even though this requires lockpicking, the hireling that I bought that's level 22 is going to open this lock, lickety-split. So don't worry about not having lockpicking. You can just go buy a hireling with platinum in the marketplace. Then you're all set. And then you just have to kill all the Maroots that are in here. And then you did it! That's 13. Think about it. You spent all this time watching this video, and you spent even more time leveling up and getting all these treasures, and you're going to have all 13 fairly easily. Remember, all of these can be gotten on normal difficulty, so if you're worried about how difficult an area is going to be, an adventure is going to be, just run the quests on normal and have yourself a blast fighting against some monsters and picking up a bunch of loot. Because if you look right here, it might not look golden, but trust me, when you do this on hardcore, it's going to be golden. And that brings us to the end of the journey. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like what you saw, if you like more guides like this, make sure you like and subscribe because I got more coming for you. And hopefully you have an easy time getting them. Remember, getting these chests is actually fairly easy. You get them on normal. The harder part is getting to the levels where you can get them. Anyways, that's all I have. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.